Hey everyone, and welcome back to Minecraft Terrafirmacraft. We are going to do some mining today and hopefully getting into the Copper Age. I went ahead and foraged around, trying to find some more loose minerals on the surface. I found some malachite, which is great, platinum, which we don't really have a use for, and some more copper. So we have 10 copper yielding ores here, and that's how much you're going to need to make a bar, and then with that bar you can make one tool. So we're gonna go ahead and pretty much get started on that. And what we are going to do is, if I can, there we go, pick up this ceramic vessel. We're just gonna throw in the malachite and copper. Each of these units are 10, so 100 units is one bar. That's essentially how that works, and we'll just go ahead and throw that in there. Now what we need is some more straw to get this kiln going, and we're going to let this run pretty much from the morning here all the way. And in the meantime, we'll probably do some foraging, maybe cut down some more trees and build up some supplies. We also need to make a mold to pour the molten metal in, and we'll go ahead and make that as well. So let's see, that is enough straw. We have enough logs to get this thing started, so we'll do that right away over here. And our hut is doing its job, you know, it's a nice little shelter, and also acts as a nice little landmark to help us find our way back home. So let us grab that and this. We'll just throw down the straw and then all these logs. Okay, light it up. There we go. Now the thing is that's different. Our campfire in our hut here, this can't catch things on fire unless it's right on top of it, and this can. This is a normal Minecraft kind of thing, so what I'm gonna have to do is something hopefully quick. I can't make a composite kind of thing. No, don't light my bushes on fire. You know, I might have to put up a little bear. Oh no. Well, we're going to move the kiln over, I think, by a couple blocks, because it's just lighting our area on fire here. So let's move it, I think, right by the water. I think this is a good enough spot, even though I accidentally put down a log. Here we go. Perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. Okay, new straw. We have enough. I thought we did. We're one short. Alright, let's harvest this log back up here so that we can quickly relight this thing. I'm making a fool of myself this episode. Time is of the essence, because the sooner I can get copper materials, the sooner we can just defend ourselves at night and actually progress even though it's dark. So I will show you where we will be mining real quick as well, since we have that luxury after getting some clay. I don't know where my little clay pit was. I guess the grass regrew since it was raining last episode, so we can just go ahead and just cut away some new elements here. So hopefully we'll be able to show you guys all the way through making an anvil, and all the way through making your kind of first pickaxe and prospecting for minerals. Now, luckily I found a really good spot to where that might not be necessary early on. This here will make a mold for pick, and this is our first item that we're going to be doing. And in fact, I'm going to have to cancel this kiln again. Stop. Stop. Trying to figure out how to stop that thing without just having to drop a block on it. Looks like that's the only way. I had to relight this because the mold isn't going to be fired otherwise. Cut down a tree real quick for some lumber. Feels like it's a continual cycle of lighting a kiln and then putting it back out because I'm a noob. Chop down. Okay, so that's 12 logs. Need to quickly find some tall grass. So this is the copper that we found last episode. The malachite is kind of in the opposite direction, which is still really close. And in fact, that's where we'll probably start mining initially, just because it's easier to get to. And I'll show you why. Let's do this. Make a fire starter. Okay, that's officially lit. I'm leaving it alone. Alright, so the malachite is over here to the right of our hut. And if we simply go over some of these lower rolling hills. Oh man, I love the music for this game. Some of you were wondering what lighting shader I was using. I don't know why an Enderman's stuck on the rock there. But I'll go ahead and tell you. So if we go into the options and check out my shaders, I'm using Silder's Vibrant Shaders. I have probably a really old version. There is probably a newer version out, or maybe not, who knows. But I've had this one for such a long time that I've never bothered to look again. And my Minecraft is perpetually in 1.7, just due to Terrafirmacraft. So if we follow this ravine around, ravines are great for exposing actual ore veins. And if we follow this over here a little ways, now you'll see this. This is malachite. This is also a copper-bearing mineral. That one's on the surface, and so is this one. And they spawn in limestone areas. And actually, they're rather abundant. And I believe it's along the coast is what I'm looking for over here. Is that there's just exposed veins pretty much throughout this whole coastline. Like right here, this is proper malachite, and it's going to give us a lot more ore percentage yield per block than just the surface minerals. But that's not the main vein that I'm talking about. The main one is right up here. We just take a peek, you can just see the richness that is down below. I went ahead and marked this. This vein actually goes, I'm pretty sure, from this side of the ravine, and it might be a solid piece all the way over here, because I found some more surface samples this direction. So it's just a very rich swath of malachite, which will hopefully provide us with all of our starting materials. Also, running around the surface, gotta make sure you're harvesting. So we're gonna harvest some grain. Wouldn't mind starting a farm here soon. It's early summer, so it's still okay season to plant. Gotta harvest some rocks and harvest a whole bunch of stuff just on the move, always moving around, picking up everything you can. May have to make another large vessel for our back just so we can possibly extend our inventory limit. Possibly a quiver too, because doing leatherworking is a fun little task, and you know there's a lot of little steps to it. We won't have any barrels though, or buckets, until we're well into the Copper Age, and those are required to do the leatherworking. So until then, we won't actually have a bed. Hello, little quail. Let's just work our way down here. Use this mineral there. Back to our base. So at this point, we're just going to go ahead and be back once we're ready to start our mining, and hopefully we can explain how cave-ins work. I hope nothing happens, but I've died before doing those things, and it's a major setback. Alright, so I've been sitting in the hut looking out our little observing window, and our kiln just finished. I'm going to go ahead and make a break for it. See if I can go ahead and show you guys just how to harvest this stuff for use. So we have our ceramic vessel. Get the torch back out, relight this one, and just sink back into our hut. Alright, now, the ceramic vessel, we have 100 units of copper in here, and we just pick the mold and put it inside. After right-clicking on the vessel, you'll see it just fill up rather quickly. And then bam. Now you have a full usable mold for a pickaxe. And to get that out, all you do is throw that on the crafting table, and now you have a pickaxe head. You can just attach that to a stick, and there you go. Now you can make molds for pretty much any and all of the beginning copper elements. Molds are relatively easy to do. In fact, blacksmithing, it's a little bit harder, just due to the fuel required, and if you're not great at it, then you could fall victim to being a little frustrated. But I enjoy the blacksmithing process, so I end up stopping molds as soon as I have an anvil and a forge up and running, just because you need to start leveling that up so that you can make better quality tools. This will always kind of make the most minimum quality, and more and higher quality stuff is just better and better. So we're gonna wait till morning so it's safe, and then we'll head over to that ravine and see about mining. Okay, so it is morning. We are here to finally get mining going. And I'm just trying to build a staircase down here so that we can actually access some of these minerals. But you can see some of these are holding up some of the sand, and that could cause some cave-ins when we remove these items, creating a bit of a problem for us. So we're just gonna have to zigzag our way down. Now, every time you remove a block, what it does is it gives you a small chance to have a little cave-in. And being as dirt and stuff is very loose in this game, it can be rather risky to actually come down into these areas, and it starts raining right away. That's fine. Okay. So yeah, we got a lot of minerals here to choose from. Let's go ahead and start at the top and work our way down. So that's probably gonna cause those to shift. Now I have no idea what kind of quality we're gonna find. You can find normal quality, a small quality, and a large quality, and each one gives more or less depending. I'm talking about unit counts in the ore itself here. Alright, I'm just gonna hop down. Alright, what quality we got here? We got normal, so 25 units. So each one of these little blocks that we break, it's gonna give us about 25% of 1 bar. Oh wow, there's a lot. And they're in like kind of little these nook and crannies, and that could cause cave-ins here over time. So always kind of make sure you're safe from a vertical perspective when you're doing this. Oh, okay, so that was just sand. Nothing to really worry about. Let's break that one first, and if sand falls on it, it'll shift it over. Of course not. Okay. Now also, even though, you could be clear vertically, what can happen is if enough falls in, they'll kind of shift and level off, because cobblestone, sand, and dirt try to find a even sitting level. Well, that's convenient. And we will just slowly dig ourselves up some of this malachite. Now sadly the sand is really going to create a bit of a problem, just because as we expose more rock and more of this ore, that sand's going to be trying to fill it in. Let's try and dig that loose piece up there, and then finish our little staircase down. It might be best to just carve it out of the stone. This pickaxe does last a little while, so you don't have to worry about replacing it too soon, and by the time you mine up some copper and things, you can replace it relatively quick. Now prospecting would take a lot more of its durability. Alright, more malachite. So I'm going to go ahead and harvest up all this stuff. I doubt you guys want to see like a whole lot of mining. And then we will return maybe when we're starting our farm or something like that. We can go ahead and keep working on some off-shooting things while we harvest and get some minerals going in the kilns. Okay guys, so it looks like the kilns are getting wrapped up now. I'm going to take out all of our molds. I will go over how to make all of these on camera, but I feel like just going to the wiki would be a much better and faster resource, as you can just see it visually permanently. So I would refer you guys to there if you were curious about how to make all your beginning tools using the mold technique. Here we go. We have 800 units of copper. So let's start off with some important things. So we need a prop pick. This will help us find veins when they aren't visible anymore. So we need that in the long term. In fact, you guys will probably start by using a prop pick over lucking out like I did there. Let's go ahead and get a sword so that we can defend ourselves rather quickly. And it'll also allow me to explore during night finally, and will hopefully push along the series a little quicker. A scythe. A scythe will help us gather tall grass and also the leaves off of trees a lot quicker. The saw, which will allow us to actually start making wooden structures and items. The hammer mold, which is for blacksmithing. You can also kind of use it as a weapon if you want to. The axe, you guys know what an axe is, we've used one before. And then we have our chisel and hoe. Now the hoe is what we're going to be using here to finish off this episode. You'll notice that we're standing on some wood, or not some wood, but we are standing on some dirt here in the middle of our little pond, and this is where we will be creating our beginning farm here. Now this is my I guess version and best way to start a farm is that in Terrafirmacraft you can't move water around until way later in the game. You need a certain type of bucket to actually pick up the water beyond just being able to drink it. And to keep your fields irrigated, what I do is I actually just slowly encroach onto a lake and lay out in a grid pattern, just dirt. And as our farm expands, we will be able to expand this further with seeds and, you know, eventually crop rotation, and hopefully getting into a good balanced diet here as we progress through the ages. So this is kind of our first little patch. We have two 3x5 squares. Rectangles, I guess. They're not squares, so they're 3x5s. And let's go ahead and start planting our first seeds. Now, I haven't really heavily gone out and search for seeds. That's something that I'll probably want to do starting now. But we do have some. There we go. Just enough inventory room here. And I will try and separate these the best that I can. So carrots can just take up those 3 slots. And now we have 3 tomato seeds left and 7 peppers. So tell you what, let's, just for differentiating sake, we can put the tomatoes in the middle there. I do like the little stake that they do spawn on. And then these are bell peppers, yellow bell peppers. So that is there. The farm is planted. Now, I will go over some of the hoe's features here. Now, when you look at a patch of dirt, you will be able to just right-click on it and turn it into a field like normal. The difference is down here in the bottom right corner of your hotbar, you'll see a little symbol. And if you press M, that's gonna go through a few things, a few options. And we can check to see if crop is ready by switching it to M and going to this little onion type of icon, and that's going to say, hey, these aren't ready, these are red. When they turn blue, you are free to harvest them. There's also the water icon, which says if the soil is irrigated to a proper level. Now, there used to be a soil quality icon. Now, I don't know if that's in there anymore, or maybe I might need an iron hoe to see those stats, and that's for crop rotation and improving yields in the long run. So that's us. That's going to do us for this episode of Terrafirmacraft. I hope you guys are looking forward to more as we progress through the ages and get into blacksmithing. And hopefully progress into building a proper home here soon as well. So, if you guys enjoyed today's episode, feel free to subscribe to my channel for more creative goodness. I do release videos daily. Go ahead and leave a like and a comment on maybe what you want us to work on next. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.